What's up, everyone, and welcome to Metalcore Nerds. I am Sean Mott, your host, and today I have, once again, I think tied for the most appearances on the podcast, Joey Stone from the Banner. What's up, my man?
Hey, man. How's it going?
It's good, man. It's good. Just halfway through the week, just living. How about you?
Yeah, the same. Just living.
I feel it. So before I wind the episode, the podcast is partnered with an awesome clothing company called Youth Energy. And the link is in the description of the YouTube page. It'll be in the description of the audio form if you're listening to this after the fact. And I'm going to post it in the link if you're watching live right now. You can use the code NERDS10 to get 10% off their shirts. They're pretty much a nostalgia-based it's kind of like the new wave of merch. Everyone's doing like cool designs of old movies. They just posted one for Ready to Rumble and Grind. It's actually their second Grind design they've done. I think there could be more than two, but at least two that I have seen. So if you want to go there, I am posting the link and the code in the chat right now. So definitely check that out if you're into that kind of stuff. I saw a bunch of my friends posting about the Grind shirt or the Ready to Rumble shirt on Twitter when I was retweeting it. So if you haven't bought it, 10% off. Why the fuck not? Oh, I lost Joey. Great. Again. That's right, Joe. I love Grind too. It's sick. Go check it out. The link is in the description. Again, they had a tape, but the tape sold out. That's how it goes with that stuff. So, but today we are talking about Invincible as soon as Joey comes back, and there he is. Hi, welcome back.
I have no idea what just happened.
I mean, it's a stream, man. Technical issues are a norm, you know?
Yeah, I was like looking, I'm like, wait a minute, where am I?
Yeah, I was like, you were just gone. I was like, oh, see you. Yeah, like I was saying, we're talking about Invincible today, season 1. The series debuted on Amazon. It is from the Image comic created by Robert Kirkman, who you also know from The Walking Dead, or you don't know. A lot of people don't know about comics, but he is involved with The Walking Dead show, and he is very involved with this show as well. He's a producer, and he wrote the premiere and the finale, I believe, which makes a lot of sense. But Joey was talking to me about this during the Justice League stream about how he loved the comic, and I have not read the comic, so I thought it would be a cool idea to have someone who was well-versed in the comic and someone who knows basically nothing about the comic other than stuff I've heard from Kirkman interviews pretty much about him kind of comparing them a little bit. But I know that the show kind of covered the first 14 issues, but some stuff kind of jumped around in story, like they pulled from future stuff and everything like that. So I wanted to hear from you. How did you like it compared to the comic? What were the major differences? Stuff like that. Don't go far ahead of what we haven't seen in the show. I don't know anything. I'll probably end up reading ahead anyway, because that's usually what happens. I watch a show and then I love it, so then I read the comic and I usually get ahead. But for anyone who's listening and who doesn't want to get spoiled, don't go past what the series has not covered.
Yeah, I definitely. So when it first came on, I was like, or I knew it was coming close because I've been waiting for it forever. Because as I think we've talked about, I'm like a huge animation fan just in general.
Right.
Like I'll watch any cartoon of any kind. So I was excited because I did love the comic book so much when it came out. And then I was like, maybe I shouldn't reread them. I was like, because it'd been a while since I reread them, and my plan was, I'm a fast reader. I was like, I'll burn through the whole friggin' thing and then watch it again. And then I remember, especially conversations I had with you about comic books and movies and things like that. And I was just like, you know what? I'll rewatch the show. I'll watch the show and then I'll reread the comics. So what appealed to me the most was the differences. The little things here and there where I still knew more or less what was going to happen at points, but it wasn't just like I know everything that's happening. And they jumped around in the first they jumped around in the first 3 chapters to make it like, I was still totally invested and I thought
Cool.
I thought it was great. Honestly, I thought it was really fantastic.
Yeah,
I had concerns.
that's fair. I definitely, when I first watched it, you're watching it and you're like, okay, obviously this is riffing off very major known comic properties like Guardians of the Globe are obviously a riff on Justice League, even Omni-Man's Superman. Even, I mean, Mark Grayson, Dick Grayson, you know what I mean? Like the Grayson name is a household comic book name already.
I've said it on the last episode. It's to me, it's Ultimate Superman. That's what Invincible is.
Yeah, that's very, very accurate. And I kind of, Robert Kirkman came on Kevin Smith's podcast, which I listen to weekly, and he was talking about writing scripts for comics and how it differed from writing scripts for a full show. And he said in comics, mostly script writing is very basic and the artist handles a lot of the heavy lifting, or that's how he described it, at least. I don't know personally. I know you've had a little bit of experience in it, but he was saying, like, so this gave me an opportunity to really go back and make things a lot better, because he wrote this like 20 years, or not 20 years ago, but like a long time ago, early 2000s. So yeah, probably close to 20 years ago. The first issues came out before The Walking Dead came out, I believe, and it was one, like, these first two comics that were hits. Well, The Walking Dead a little more than Invincible, but I think Invincible now will get a huge bump. But both of them came out and they weren't hits initially. They took a little bit until they really took off. But
Walking Dead, I think Walking Dead took off way faster than Invincible did, because Invincible was already a thing. Yeah, and I remember reading it and Kirkman's doing a book about zombies, and me being like, so what? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, as a trope, you know what I mean? I was like, it's done to death. But
for sure.
Sorry, I just had all these thoughts in my head. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. But I mean, that's true. I mean, he did redefine like the zombie genre in TV and comics, kind of both in different time periods, which is kind of crazy to even think about. And the first episode, you're watching it and you're like, oh, okay, this kid's kind of gives you like Spider-Man, Peter Parker vibes in a way, because he's a kid, and then kind of like Nightwing-ish vibes later on, I guess, a little bit.
All of them.
But you're like, okay, this is just like a normal animated superhero show, until that last scene, and you're like, oh, because I know who Kirkman was at this point. Obviously, I've watched all of The Walking Dead, and I know he does brutal shit in The Walking Dead, like insanely brutal shit. So, and people kind of were like, yo, Invincible is fucking insane. And I was like, okay, I'm sure it is, but I didn't really know what to expect, other than they're like, yeah, when you think it's crazier, it just gets crazier. Just wait and you'll see, kind of thing. And I'm like, okay.
That was my favorite thing when talking to people about Invincible from the beginning, I remember, and now with the show. And like talking to people, I'm going, it gets pretty crazy. And then they like read an issue or two, they go, it is crazy. And I go, nah, it gets crazy. And they're getting to the thing. I'm like, oh yeah, but nah, it's fucking nuts. Like it's the best thing. So when you explain Invincible, to me, it's hard to not explain The Boys. It's hard to not bring up The Watchmen. It's hard to not bring up realistic takes, violent takes on, superhero comics, or that's not what Invincible is at all. It is not really realistic at all, and it's a superhero book in the sense that almost any superhero book you would read, but at the same time, it's got that crazy gore and like realistic, but it's not realistic. Like a lot of these things, like, oh, a guy punches him and his fist goes right through him. A lot of like, if a guy was really that strong, the guy would turn to mist. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be like,
yes,
it'd be beyond, but it's impactful. But the reason why I think it's so good is because he writes these characters so well,
Yeah.
And then you put that against it just looks like Spider-Man. Like if you took all the gore out, it's just Spider-Man. It's just Dick Grayson. It's just, really good episodes of that. And then you have this where there's like, Kirkman is the king of making the characters pay. Like something's going to fucking happen. Do you know what I mean? Like you read comic books, you're like, all right, well, I know the end already. Even if you're like, I don't, you do. With this and Walking Dead, the same, you don't. Because there's a good chance the guy that you like is going to be beaten into 4 pieces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And when you do that against the regular comic book universe stuff, plus it's got the, the Teen Titans, that kind of perspective thing.
Yep.
It's all these cool things that on their own aren't super original, but done together with him just being able to write characters and interactions between characters so fucking well. I mean, I like The Watchmen. I read The Watchmen for the first time and there's nothing else. I'm like, this is cool as shit. This is heavy as fuck. But when you find out it's by some fucking self-aggrandizing pseudo wizard from England, you go, oh, of course. That's absolutely who fucking wrote this. You know what I'm saying?
Like seriously.
You read The Boys and go, oh, okay, that's who wrote this. Okay. But, Kirkman's my age. He's from the age of the 90s where the fucking dark comics started. But he didn't go, full fucking, fucking Wolverine stripping people to shreds or dark Punisher comic books. It's just a little bit of fucking bonkers shit at points that just elevates the whole thing.
Yeah, he's really good at the twist surprise, and not even like a twist ending to be a twist. It was my joke because I left off of there's gonna be a lot of Walking Dead comparison probably because Kirkman handled both. But when I gave up on The Walking Dead years ago, and I picked it up a few months ago, and I watched from season 6. I pretty much left off when stuff started getting really fucking good again, which I realized after the fact.
I did the same exact thing for me.
And then when I started again, I just burned through it because I was like, this shit is fucking insane. And it was a joke I kept having because when I fell in love with the character, I was like, man, I really love this character. And I swear every time I thought that, next episode, dead. And like out of nowhere, you're just like, blah, 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 dead. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? I was like, how? Like, and I love shows, anything like that, shows, comics, video games. That's what makes stuff so much more interesting is when the stakes are high and no one is safe. You know what I mean? When a main character, tons of main characters can just fucking die. Like that makes everything so much more interesting.
All the deaths are like, it's not like a death for the sake of a death. It's a great fucking death that you're like, I'm pissed he's dead, but he died awesome. Or the motherfucker who killed my dude, I will hate for the rest of my fucking life. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, and while I wasn't looking, homeboy blew up off panel. It's like, oh, like it makes you, he's like, if I'm going to kill somebody, you're going to hate this villain forever. If you know what I'm saying? Or remember this guy forever. And that's like, that's Kirkman's fucking, like The Walking Dead is not about fucking zombies. The Walking Dead.
It's about the struggle of humanity. It's literally what it's about. Yeah.
The Walking Dead is not referring to the fucking zombies. It's referring to the fucking people because they're pretty much more or less good as fucking dead. In The Walking Dead, the zombies could be fish. The zombies could be the killer tomatoes. It could be the gremlins. The zombies are completely fucking irrelevant. The zombies is the setting. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't give a fuck about a zombie. Do you know? And that's just because Kirkman is good at that shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's it.
Shark Teeth commented, similar to Game of Thrones. Yes, I usually do bring up Game of Thrones with that, but the ending kind of sparks conversations that I don't even like having. But yes, very good point. And my friend Isaiah said, I like when they change things around. The Boys is a similar thing. And The Boys is nothing like the comics story-wise. Tone-wise, it's exactly the same. I don't know how the premise is the same. They updated it and everything like that. But story-wise, it is not even fucking close. I finished the Boys series and there's nothing. It's not even in the same planet anymore.
The Watchmen, this is how I would explain it. The Watchmen is great. I thought the Watchmen movie was better than it got credit for. I thought it was cool. The Boys,
I love that movie.
The Boys is kind of shot the way like Law and Order is shot. You know what I'm saying? It's like real world. And by the way, this guy is like a superhero guy. If they made an Invincible, when they're making an Invincible live action movie show thing. If they did that, whereas The Boys is shot like a TV show, like kind of realistically, like, you know, like a Law and Order thing like that. Invincible could be shot like a Marvel movie. Like if it was shot the same way as like an Avengers movie, it's perfect. That's how it should look. It's a Spider-Man comic book. I keep coming back to Spider-Man because it's just, to me, it's Spider-Man.
It is very similar,
you know?
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought when I was watching. I was like, I'm watching the Spider-Man animated show until the last scene, and I was like, nope, not Spider-Man anymore.
Except for that.
I'm like, nope.
And that's the thing.
It's exactly like you said. It's not realistic, but it's realistic to the world where
consequences.
Normal comics, they gloss over the realness. I've said realness again, but the graphic and like you said, you know, a dude gets punched and his head fucking explodes. Like, yes, that is exactly what would happen. And it's funny because Jupiter's Legacy, which is another Image comic, just debuted on Netflix, and I'm 3.5 episodes in, and it's kind of similar where it's like these people get beat the fuck up, and when they hit normal people and shit, it's like fucked up. It's not. I haven't seen it get like as crazy as Invincible, but obviously they can get away with more stuff because it's a cartoon. They can do whatever the fuck they want. There's no limits.
Exactly. And I never read Jupiter's Legacy, but I love Millar's work. And I was watching the thing, and I'm watching him going, okay, but this not that I'm saying I don't love it and I don't think it's well written and I'm not intrigued, because I totally am. But I would put Jupiter's Legacy in the group with Watchmen, The Boys, definitely over there.
1,000%.
Where I still haven't seen another comic book that was good, or a property that was good, that is Invincible. Whereas like in Marvel, if you want the gory, crazy stuff, you got to get those one shots of the Punisher or those one shots of Marvel Knights or Wolverine.
Yeah,
this is Ultimate Superman, Spider-Man going with all this shit over here.
Yeah.
And there's still, and if anyone's done something even close, it hasn't been good because I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, because you know The Boys does get graphic and stuff, but it's not the same. It does not have the same feeling as this. It's exactly what you were explaining. It's not the same because, dude, this series, it has to be one of. And I kind of said this about the Watchmen series. It was like that. I sincerely think that's one of the best seasons of TV probably ever made. I know it's a pretty bold statement, but it's just insanely well done.
I thought The Boys was incredible.
The Boys is awesome too. I love The Boys. I think it's amazing what they're pulling off of that show too. But this finale might have been one of the best finales, at least in recent memory, that I've watched. Because not to jump ahead to the finale directly, but it's like the ending episode 1, you're like, okay, holy shit, this show is insane. And then the rest of the episodes are kind of just like, okay, this is cool. You know, it's world building. You're getting to know the characters more. You know, like the whole mystery of Omni-Man, like what the fuck is he doing? Like the whole time you're wondering,
Empire Strikes Back ending.
Yeah. You're like, what's the end game with him? You obviously know something is evil within him. And I kind of figured like, oh, his planet is probably taking over all the planets. But still, when we got to that point and it paid it off, the finale is so fucking insane. Like the finale is that last like 2 or 3 minutes of episode 1 just for 50 fucking minutes. It's just like balls to the wall the whole fucking episode. And I was just like, because everyone was saying it's crazy, and like sometimes you're like, oh man, that's so crazy, and it's kind of like a oversimplification, or they kind of overhype it. And I watched it, and I'm thinking, I was like, this is crazier than people just saying this is crazy. I was like, this is just utterly madness for 50 minutes, and then it ends with this. Well, it not even ends, but there's all these crazy character beats and like full circle moments and everything like that throughout the whole episode. It's just insane. Like I was just like, how did they pull this off in a fucking cartoon? Not cartoons. Sean, I love cartoons like you. But
let me tell you something. You don't even know how many more character threads that were set up that you're not even going to realize until they pay off. And that's another thing that Kirkman does better than anyone else. you're reading everything because he writes it so well. And every little thing is like, this is cool. But not a lot of it is going like, this is going to be a thing later. Kirkman is the king of, remember that fucking thing that kind of just happened, but you didn't really think about it? Turns out it's a big fucking deal, and it comes back. And like he's the king of that. What I loved about the finale is, and it's just another, again, it's a credit to the guys who put this together, was when you end a season or something, you go out with the fucking big fucking crazy shit. It didn't. It went out kind of fucking quiet. Like it wasn't right after the last fucking battle, because I'm watching this and the way they retimed certain things, I was like, I don't know how the first season's going to end. Like I don't. And I remember watching, is this spoiler? Are we doing spoilers here?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't say this, but it does say spoiler discussion in the title. So I guess if you clicked on it, you would realize that it's spoilery. But yes, for anyone who did not read that in the title, we're spoiling the fuck out of season 1. Joey knows the whole comic run, so we're not going to go past anything that wasn't covered in the show, because also I don't know about it either, really, other than some videos I watched and they're like, oh, this guy is an important part that's going to be touched on later, and that's all they said. Kind of what you were explaining just a second ago of how they planted some seeds for some shit that none of us really even know about, other than people who are familiar with the comic. But yes, anything that happened in the series, spoil the fuck out of it.
So I remember watching, and I have this dumb thing in my brain where I meta right while I'm watching.
Yes.
And my girlfriend hates me because we'll be watching something and I'll be 15. I'll try to do it as soon as possible, and I'll lean over and I'll go, that's the bad guy. That's why she's helping him. And that's the daughter. And she'll just look at me, not even understanding. And then at the end, she's like, why did you? I go, well, you didn't know that I ruined it until right now. So it's not really ruined. Right. So I'm doing that watching this. And I remember thinking like, okay, when Nolan's putting the ass beaten down on him, which even in the comic book, I remember the visceral reaction I had to that scene in a comic book, because it wasn't like, well, I knew my dad's bad all the time. I know he did this bad thing, but he never, like, he didn't hit the kid's mom. He didn't hit him. And like, he was a good dad for the most part. Now he's beating his kid to a fucking pulp. The whole thing is fucking gone off the fucking rails. And I'm going, this is probably the end. This is probably about where this ends. And I remember looking at the timer and Mom going, no, there's a
lot left.
So after that, everything settles down. You know, he goes where he's got to go, and they're talking, and they set everything up, and they do I say it's like an Empire Strikes Back ending, but it's not really. It's not like they're immediately recovered from an ass beating, and the fucking there's a lot of trouble still right there. It's he's gone. Well, I'm healed again. What am I doing now with my life? Like we should be prepared just in case they come back. And it was kind of like just kind of mellow. And I remember still being like, I'm not unhappy. Like, I'm not like, I didn't feel like unfulfilled by it. I think it was a fucking good ending to it with nothing, with not how things usually end. And again, that's why the show is fucking great. That's why Kirkman's fucking great. And he gets a lot of shit for being kind of a douchebag. I don't know him. I've read some of his interviews and some of his stuff and been like, I could see how people would think he's a douchebag, but he's a fucking great fucking writer. And you know what? Alan Moore's a fucking douchebag, and everyone else is. There's a lot of great writers who are fucking douchebags and everything. I personally don't get it. I'm like, he gets a raw deal. I think he's just a guy who really knows his shit, what he's doing, and feels strongly. I think that's why what he makes more often than not is fucking killer. There's not a lot of shit that he put out that you're like, that sucked. Like, you know what I mean? He made a fucking wolf, a super wolf comic book, Astonishing Wolfman. And for me, I'm like, fucking A, could there be anything better?
Hell yeah.
And I was like, really going, I don't know what the fuck this even is, but I like it. And when they still throw him in the background, like he might show up in the Invincible cartoon in the background. Like, I don't know if he'll come up. I'd probably not show up as a character. But if you see him in the background, Astonishing Wolfman, I wouldn't be shocked. And he does that in the comic book also. Yeah. It's still cool. It's still good. Battle Pope was the fucking shit. Battle Pope was Kirkman's first comic book. It was the 90s when we were all making fun of Christianity. It was fantastic. Right. We were all having a blast. The Pope is a superhero, and his sidekick is Jesus, who's like, you know, a hippy dippy dude.
Oh my God.
And the art was hilarious. It was a great fucking comic book. And if you read that and read everything after, you start to kind of get, oh, okay, what this is. Mm-hmm. He's fantastic. I'm a big fan of his, and I don't know why he's not more. I don't know why he doesn't get more. I think it's because he has his comic books and he works on his comic books. He works on Invincible. He works on Walking Dead, and you know, like.
Well, and then he gets crazy deals and is involved with those projects. That's probably why. Well, and he runs his own company, Skybound. Well, that's kind of like the Image model, like business model. They all have their own side imprint and everything, but. It's so weird that I've heard a couple of people say like, oh, I've heard he's kind of a douchebag, but every interview I've seen him in, he's been so fucking cool. Like the first time he came to the Kevin Smith podcast, the first thing they talked about the episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier that came out. And he was just talking with them about Falcon and Winter Soldier. And then at the end, he kind of was just like, yeah, Invincible comes out next week. Watch it. And that was it. Like he came in there and talked about a completely different property that wasn't his and kind of just added on a tagline like, yeah, Invincible's coming out. Watch it. It's going to be cool, you know? And then he came on after the finale aired and talked about it a little bit more and everything like that. And I was like, this dude's awesome. I don't know.
There's not a lot of writers for whatever reason that I'm like, I mark out for. I would mark out for, I mean, I know I'm a 41-year-old white guy. So like Bendis for sure. And Kirkman are probably my two big writers who I would be like my brother will tell you when I met Art Adams for the first time, I was shaking like a little bitch. Like I was like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But writers, it's definitely Kirkman for comic book stuff. Kirkman and fucking Bendis to me are still the best.
Yeah. I think
there's other great people.
Yeah. It would be like Kirkman, Hickman probably, because I think that dude is just like
Hickman's doing the new X-Men shit, right?
Yeah, that dude is X-Men shit psychopath.
I don't fucking insane.
I don't understand how he thinks of these things. I don't understand.
He's a sci-fi guy. I think he's a sci-fi guy in the purest sense, the way the old sci-fi guys were. Like when sci-fi was literally like pre-Star Wars, like Flash Gordon sci-fi, where science was like, this is what I want to happen. I'm going to figure out how the technology would make that happen and then write a really cool story about it. I think of him when I think of like all the classic, just all of his shit is just so good. Like it's so.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. And then probably Donny Cates, because I just love everything I've read of Donny Cates. I don't know. I love him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I think he's great.
He seems like a cool dude.
Yeah, and like. He came out with this new, it's an Image book. Image is like my shit. Pretty much you can put any Image book in front of me and I'll fucking read it. And I do love that Invincible's suit has to be a nod to the Image logo, right? I mean, obviously it's an eye for Invincible, but it has to be.
They have the funniest quotes about it. Like where it's like, obviously it's not for the Invincible eye because we have a fucking cartoon on Amazon, which would cause us some real fucking legal problems. Why would we ever do that? We would know how stupid that was. It's clearly not a nod to the Invincible eye. Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. It's like when a person's in an interview and they're like, hey, are you going to be cast as this Marvel person? And then they go, no, definitely not. And then 2 months later, it's announced that they're announced as a Marvel person. Yeah. It's like it's if anyone denies that they're doing anything Marvel, you never. It's like opposite day. It's like them saying no is them saying yes, unless it does. Like, did you see that Andrew Garfield interview? I know we're going off the rails, but I don't care. I like talking with Joey, so whatever.
Hate the rails. We've never liked the rails.
Fuck the rails. But there was an Andrew Garfield podcast that he was on, and they're like, "Hey, are you in the new Spider-Man movie?" And he's like, No. What do you? I never got a call. What do you mean?
That's what he said. They didn't even call me. It's like,
yeah. He's like, there's a Spider. He's pretty much like, there's a Spider-Man movie. I was like, man, I thank God the movies I've seen him in, he doesn't act like that because he would be fucking awful.
God fucking forgive me. he still might be my favorite Spider-Man. I love Tom Holland because he's so fucking adorable. But like, I thought Andrew Garfield was the shit, and his fucking Spider-Man movies, like the villains were like not great. You know, I was just like, man, but he was a fucking great Spider-Man.
I need to rewatch them because I rewatched the Raimi trilogy like a year ago, and I need to rewatch these ones because I don't remember hating them when they came out.
No, and they had, and like I said,
I want to rewatch them again to see what I think about them now. To be honest,
what's the
I have a feeling they tell everyone to say you didn't get a call.
Yeah, they probably have a contract.
Yes, Billy,
like,
for sure. Yeah, he can't say shit. Yeah, he cannot say shit. There's no way he can say
it. The Molina Dr. Octopus is still my favorite one. And I think Molina's Dr. Octopus was the best character in all the Spider-Man movies. All of them. I just think
yes. 1,000%. Because Tobey Maguire sucks. He sucks. He's like he's probably my least favorite actor ever.
He didn't suck until after. He didn't suck until Garfield came out. Because let me tell you something. When those Spider-Man movies came out with Tobey Maguire, everyone was like, "This is the best thing that ever happened."
Oh yeah, of course. It was the best thing that ever happened at that point. But then when you go back and rewatch them, well, I will say the second one still holds up. The first one isn't terrible, but it holds up way less. But I think it's a budget thing and a time thing where you're like, okay, you can tell this was made in 2001 or whenever it came out. But the second one, you're like, wow, this still looks really fucking good, you know? And
they don't hold up now that you have the other ones to compare.
Yeah, which is hard, you know?
I think like all the Goblin shit that they did and all this stuff over and over again and blah, blah, blah. They only ever did Dr. Octopus one time.
Yeah.
And as Dr. Octopus, to me, as much, if not more, than Harry Osborn, than Green Goblin, is Spider-Man's villain. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
You got the eight-legged spider, the eight-legged octopus. He was his teacher. You know what I'm saying? And they've built on that character. Dr. Octopus is one of my favorite villains. And Alfred Molina, who I didn't even fucking know at the time, but like I remember when they cast it, people were like, he's a great fucking actor. I'm like, all right, well, I'll take your word for it. Alfred Molina was probably one of the best villains in all the Marvel movies, I would say. And his performance was incredible. I just thought he was fantastic. And I'm glad that he's in the news movies because I'm like, he's good. That was fucking sick.
I'm very interested to see how they handle how it's going to like affect the old movies and move into the MCU and whatever. Like, I'm very interested to see how they pull this shit off. But
I think it's just going to be duplicates. Like, there's going to be like some stuff gets duplicated and some stuff is a little bit different and some stuff is like, because it's always been like that where things are kind of the same but shades different. I think if they do too much, they could potentially really fuck it up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think
they definitely this movie is a huge gamble because it could go very wrong. If they do try to shove too much into it, it could be very bad. But I trust in Kevin Feige, so we'll see.
They did it just enough in the animated movie, the Spider-Man, the Miles Morales one. Yeah, they did it just enough to make it.
Yeah, it was like a little bit. Yeah.
But like they could do the Madam Web thing with the universe of webs and all that shit and stuff. Even I don't think Madam Web needs to be in it to have that.
No,
but you know,
that would be a lot to explain. I think.
Exactly. With all the Avengers universe shit and everything else that they've already established, it's not a big stretch. You know, I just think if they focus on how it's happening and why it's happening too much, that's a bigger problem than me getting to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland fighting side by side and and all that. Like I like that shit like that. I'm gonna scream when I see that. You know.
Oh yeah.
My brother's gonna have a fucking stroke. Like he's gonna die.
I don't even care that I know that's probably coming. Once I see it, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Like I'm just gonna.
Listen, anyone who's ever read a comic book in their life knew at the end of Endgame, Captain America was going to have the fucking hammer and the fucking shield and fight with it. We all knew. If you didn't know, you're a fucking moron. But when that shit happened, it was the best thing that ever happened to us.
Yo.
That was incredible. Like, it's going to happen, but just do it anyway.
Yeah, like, even like Thor saying "I knew it" was pretty much everyone being like, "Yes,
Everyone.
finally they paid that shit off." Like, fuck
I said it
yes.
at the same time as Thor, and I know other people in the movie theater said it at the same time too. We're just going, "I knew it!" Like everybody, like, yeah, we knew it. Like, but like to see it is the best.
Oh my god, that was, dude. Like, every year in those theater reactions come out and everything, I just like it brings me right back. It felt like you were at a live sporting event, but crazier. You know, it was just the most insane shit ever. Like, and the fact that like nerd culture is to a point where you can go to a opening night of Endgame, and it feels like that in there is just amazing. It's so cool. I love it.
Think of another time when a scene in a movie made everyone feel good.
Yeah.
Everyone. Like everyone who watched that shit and wasn't a fucking negative fucking douche, watched Captain America do that shit, watched Black Panther come back, and everybody come through those fucking things, and everybody felt good. It was like everyone was ecstatic that it fucking happened. You know what I mean?
100%.
And there was only one other time that was better than that in my life, but I remember everyone just screaming about how great the ending, and they were all right. Everybody was so happy. Like no one was ever all happy at the same time. No one. No. But they did it.
Yeah. And they did it in the opposite way with Infinity War. I have never seen a theater so quiet at the end of a movie. Yeah. Besides seeing A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place was dead silent the whole fucking movie, and it was crazy. I've never heard a theater, but if you want to hear just like existential dread throughout, like 50 people or however many people in this theater, that was opening night of Infinity War for sure. Even driving home, like Sam and I were like, we need to put on something happy or something.
It was great because I loved so many people were like, oh, they did the Empire Strikes Back ending. I'm like, no, they didn't. Empire Strikes Back ending was like, okay, we got some time to take a breath.
They did way worse.
The end of Infinity War, everyone died. Like it was half the people were gone. Like it was fucked up. Like that shit sucked the soul out of you.
Yeah, I was like, it's a little bit worse than finding out the bad guy's your dad. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, Spider-Man just disappeared in front of me. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
They killed the kid, guys.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? They killed every property that's made them $1 billion. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Not all of them, but most of them, yeah. But I guess we should talk a little bit more about Invincible.
I was going to say, so Invincible is cool.
Invincible is fucking cool. It's great. But, so, is there any major differences in the story beats that were in the show compared to the comics that played out? Or, because I've heard it's pretty close to the comics, mostly.
Spoilers for the comic. The relationship with Duplicate and Rexplode.
Rexplode, yeah.
In the comics, she's got something going on with Immortal, and it's kind of creepy because she's kind of young, and he's not only old, he's the oldest. You know what I mean? And I don't know if they addressed it that much, but I remember seeing that and going like, yeah, it would be awesome to have sex with someone who could turn into 8 people. That would be fantastic. But is this weird that he's such an old man? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I think this is... I don't remember if they addressed it that way, but I think how they handled it in the show was good, and I think it helped, and it tied everything together.
Yeah.
And I hated Rexplode in the show, which was good because you're supposed to
hate him.
And then, like as the episode goes on, you start to be like, all right, maybe he's not that bad.
I think it was mostly too because the dude who voiced him, I can't remember.
Such a good asshole.
Yeah, he's like and you can tell by his voice. You're like, oh, that's that fucking guy from every fucking comedy ever.
He's perfect casting. He's perfect casting.
Yeah, but then by the end, you're like, oh, okay, like I get it, which is again a testament to Kirkman's good handling of characters. And also Immortal, they revealed, I don't know if this is the same in the comics, but they revealed in that like weird flashback thing he has when they bring him back to life that he was fucking Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, he's Vandal Savage, basically. And it's again how it's like it's an ultimate Superman. All these characters are people that you know already. And Immortal is Vandal Savage, but Superman strong, basically. He was like a caveman who like found some rock and lived forever.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But it's fine because you don't need it that much. Like you don't need any more than that. Everyone's fine with knowing like it's DC-ish you know, in the way it is. But that, like I thought it was great. I think they handled everything really fucking well. I love. I actually didn't finish Invincible. Like I got to finish like I think the last quarter of it. I still got to read, but everything that's different is not different in a way where you're like, whoa, you know. It's kind of like it's a different angle that makes it good.
Yeah, because I heard that like Amber, they like race swapped her, which makes sense, and it's sick that Zazie Beetz voiced the character who you might know from she played Domino in Deadpool 2,
which makes me think she might come back in like like the role might kind of expand for her because why get like a real
like a real
her role is like fine, like it's a thing, but
Jason Mantzoukas.
Jason Mantzoukas. He's perfect.
He is
casting.
A guy. You're right, Chad. He is perfect casting. So I definitely do think she's coming back, especially with the finale, with you kind of seeing. And I do like how they played the archetype of the girl knowing he was a superhero the whole time.
Yeah,
you know, and then being
that was one of the things I was like, come on, you knew. Like she didn't say anything. Like she was super fucking mad. Like if you knew he was a superhero and he left during a fucking brawl, you didn't know because you know damn well that he needed to go beat those robot men up, or your ass would have been dead.
Yeah, you'd have been.
Were you that mad? Come on, he left you. You saw him. He saved you just in a different costume. Come on.
So that was the one thing where I was like,
the only stretch for me.
Yeah. Like, why are you mad? Like, I get the other thing is like he's always late, but at the same time, it's like this dude is a superhero.
Yeah, but if they said she didn't know, like if she didn't know, I'd be like, yeah, I get why she's mad. Like,
for sure.
There, you fucking jerk off. Like, what's wrong?
Yeah, like you left me sitting in your room for 3 hours. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing?
If you knew, like, if she said like after you left, I kind of realized like, oh, when he's not here, Invincible shows up. Oh yeah, and they have the exact same face and hair. Oh yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
a minuscule. It's nitpicking.
Like, for sure. And also, I don't know if they said the names. Probably not, because one of the twins dies, or the clones, not even twins. But I didn't know they were called Scary Kate and Smashley. That's ridiculous. That's their names. The clone, the Mauler twins. Yeah.
I forgot that.
It's crazy. I love that. It's like, it's fucking hilarious.
I was way more into them in the show than I was in the comics. I remember them being in the comics and just being like, yeah, they're a way to get from point A to point B. In the show, I'm like, I like these guys. I think
they're hilarious.
Yeah,
they were so funny. I do. And the one thing with them and them getting out of prison and you seeing that robot kind of orchestrate it all, I didn't see how that was like, because I was like, oh, is he like another bad guy that we have to like worry about? Because obviously,
Batman.
Like the whole Omni-Man thing is looming in the back of everyone's head after episode 1, but then there's all these alien invasions and the stuff with Titan and Machine Head and all shit like that. You're like, oh yeah, these are all the normal villains they have to fight or whatever. But then you have this robot thing. You're like, oh, is he the bad guy too? Like, is he going to turn on? Because you know, he gets appointed as the new head of the Guardians to like form a new team and everything. And you're like, is he going to be a bad guy? And then it kind of revealed that like, oh, he used the twins to make himself a new body because he's this weird, crippled, fucking gross thing in a tube that controlled this robot. That was a very interesting story.
Batman. He's the Iron Man Batman of the show, where he's like he's the good guy, but you might not like how he's doing good guy stuff. But as opposed to the other ones, you can understand like how he became so removed. Like he was born different.
Yeah,
and he kind of lived in a fishbowl with legs for a while apparently, and controlled his robot. So I get why he might have a different take on things, but he did clone himself an entire body because he fell in love with the girl who's cursed with monsterism and ages backwards. Like that's kind of sweet, I'm like,
that's what I thought. And I was like, at first I was like, wow, what a fucking weirdo. And then when they had like the handhold moment, I was like, oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. And I was like, yeah, he took his teammate's younger self and made a clone of himself to hang out with the, and I was like, but,
he's like, I saw how you looked at him. You thought he was hot. So I made me look like him, except the same age as you, so we can bone. Like,
yeah, because, in retrospect, they both look like children, but they're probably both in their 20s. She's like 24 or something, and he's whatever old, but like it's not.
He's a guy. He was more or less a tadpole. Like, so his his interpretation and processing of inhuman interaction might be a little bit different than the rest of us. So,
just a little bit.
Yeah. So who knows?
And that was even the whole team thing. I was like, man, what a hilarious fucking name. Team. I was like, it's so fucking stupid. I was like, I love it. And even their headquarters is kind of like the Teen Titans thing in a way. It's like, it's like you said, it's all kind of a riff on mostly DC stuff, but crazy.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was telling my brother how so much stuff changed in Superman after Invincible. Like in Superman, Zod, everyone knows Zod was a bad guy. But like after Invincible, not right after, but definitely after, there was definitely a comic arc where like a whole gang of Kryptonians were like, hey, we're going to take over Earth because we want to be superpowered like Superman and we don't have a planet anymore. And you guys really can't stop us. So it was kind of like a problem. So like they started doing like a lot of fucking Invincible stuff that was, they did a lot of stuff that was done in Invincible with the Viltrumites and a superhero type character, Superman type character, made Superman actually fucking cool, like do some cool stuff also, which was definitely inspired by the Invincible stuff.
For sure. I mean, even Man of Steel is very much like that. The movie Man of Steel that's kind of the whole premise of Man of Steel. Like even the last fight is very Man of Steel-esque, but I guess it's kind of like they took from Man of Steel in a way, but they just made it in way fucking more brutal than Man of Steel ever made it.
Right, but like again, it was like classic Superman. Like, he's on top of the other guy, punching him in the face, and when you're done, he has a black eye. In Invincible, he does it, and his eye is gone, and his jaw is going one way, his nose is going the other, the blood's going out. He's like, blubble, stop hitting me, Dad, which is kind of a different, a different way to go.
Very, very different. Very, very, very different. That was, and even the kind of like Debbie storyline of her meeting with Damien Darkblood and her, because at first when Nolan kind of was like, do you trust me? And she's like, yes. And I was like, oh, she's just going to fucking drop it. Because that's kind of like the comic book trope that we're kind of been trained to learn. Like, like the husband's like, no, I didn't do it. Like, me. Of course I didn't fucking kill the fucking Guardians of the Globe. Why would I do that? And she's like, yeah, of course you didn't. But she was like, for like an episode, or maybe not even that long, she was kind of like, oh, okay, I trust him. And then she sees him doing like, she finds like the journal and shit like that. And she's the shady shit and it is even more onto him. And you just see the tension arise between the two characters until the very end when it's revealed that, he's here to fuck everything up.
Omniman's new superhero name is Gaslighter because he was definitely like,
holy shit,
girl, you crazy. Come on. Me? I brought you crepes from France like 3 minutes ago. I love you. I would never.
We're getting coffee in fucking Rome. What do you mean?
Come on. Oh, by the way, not only were you right, you were righter than you knew. It's way worse than you think. It's like,
dude. Shit. Before we get into the finale, I do want to talk about probably the craziest meta Easter egg probably of all time. So the high school.
Perfect. From the beginning, from the comic book.
Bell Johnson High School. Yes, from the comics. But they bring it to a new level in the show a little bit. So it's obviously based on the actor, Reginald Bell Johnson, who played Carl Winslow. And the principal is Principal Winslow. And then in the show, it's fucking voiced by Reginald Bell Johnson. That's the most insane shit ever.
It's crazy because you do this shit in comics and you read it and you're like, oh, that's funny. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I get it. That's great. He's the principal. Yeah. Principal Winslow. Perfect. And then you go, if they did a TV show, it would be great if they got him to do the voice. But that's one of those things that never happens. And they're just like, it has to happen. Like, we're obviously getting, what's he doing anyway? Like, we're definitely getting him. And they did, and it's perfect. And I love synergy and everything.
Yeah, I think the only thing compares that, since we've talked about The Boys a little bit, is that Huey was originally drawn to look just like Simon Pegg. Like, the artist drew him after Simon Pegg. And he was like, I don't recommend any artist doing this because I got really lucky and Simon Pegg was cool and didn't sue me because he easily could have sued me. And then they had Huey's dad played by Simon Pegg because they did a different take on Huey, and he's American, not from Scotland or whatever.
Simon Pegg is such a huge fucking dweeb.
Nerd,
what kind of cocksucker would he have to be to fucking sue him? He would have been kicked out of nerd shit forever. Literally, no one would have backed him on it. They would have been like, so this guy drew a comic book protagonist after you, and you're suing him? You suck.
Yeah, so, that would have been mad shitty. Yeah, he's like, you drew after me? Sick. Thanks.
It also worked. That's the same thing that worked out with like the Ultimates, when the guy was like, I'm just going to draw him to look like Samuel L. Jackson. And maybe if we make a TV show of it, we'll get Samuel L. Jackson. They went to Samuel L. Jackson. They go, we drew this guy to look like you. We'd like to get you to do it. And I don't know. I've heard this story a few times, but the way, like, more or less how I understand it and how I believe it to happen, Samuel L. Jackson went, oh shit, I'm in a comic book? That's cool. I'll absolutely play that shit in a movie. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like, fuck yeah. This is the guy who did Snakes on a Plane because he looked at the script and said, Snakes on a Plane? There's no way I'm not making this fucking thing. Like,
is it cool if I add motherfucker after this?
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Cool. Good. That's all I needed. Cool, I'm in.
play with it, Sammy. It's your world. Go whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna add motherfucker at the end of it. Cool. Yeah. That's like the best thing. Like, even in Infinity War when he's dusting away and they tease him saying motherfucker, I was like, man, almost had it.
Fucking Disney.
Whatever. But this fucking finale, man, like.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like kind of personal, but a lot of people who know me know this, but I have a very bad relationship with my dad. So my dad and I haven't spoken in like a decade, longer maybe. Very, very not a good childhood with my dad. So this episode obviously completely and utterly ruined me, of course. Which, I mean, most people in heavy music, they have parental issues, you know. No one had a picture perfect childhood, you know. No. I mean, some people were lucky enough to do. I'm not hating on you if you did. Good for fucking you. But a lot of us did. That's why we turned to heavy music and nerd shit and stuff like that as an escape. So yeah, this episode is fucking killer. Like, him just being like, well, you're not going to join me in my evil conquest? Well, I'm going to fucking kill you. And well, before I kill you, I'm going to try and convince you that you're being a fucking idiot. And then I'm going to kill you. Like, dude, that fucking subway scene, what the fuck?
That was one of the craziest animated scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Unreal.
Unbelievable how they did that.
I was like, because someone said, they're like, when you watch this episode, we're gonna have to talk about a train scene, and I was like, "Oh, sick! I'm stoked!" Like, train scenes have such an awesome reputation in comic book, especially comic book movies. So I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." Like, even Dark Phoenix, like the fucking one of my least favorite comic book movies of the last like decade, had a really cool train scene in it with Magneto fucking doing insane ass Magneto shit. So I was like, "Oh, train scene! Fuck yeah! I love comic book train scenes." And then it happened, and I was like, whoa,
human table saw. He's just a human table saw. Just like, oh Jesus!
Such a pure evil move. Because he's just showing like, hey, we are better than all these fucking people. I'm going to show you that your helpless body is going to kill hundreds of people by just me holding you there.
Yeah, just like a complete disconnect from humanity. I'm going to show you how little these fucking people matter. Like, these people, like, it's like,
and even calling Debbie, she's more of like a pet.
That was the turn. That was the turning point where I was like, you lost him. You ain't never coming.
I was like,
trying to understand you. You just called his mom like a pet, bro. You just fucked that one up, Dad of the Year. He ain't never gonna be on your side now.
Yeah, I was like, did he just say that? I was like, what the fuck? Dude, and then, oh my God. So this is what I didn't see, because obviously he's been utterly relentless this whole fucking episode. He even kills fucking Immortal again. Just instead of chopping his head off, he just chops his fucking torso off with a karate chop. Like, okay, cool.
When he killed the pilot, that was as brutal as I think anything else.
When he like smashed his brain right in front of him.
Yeah, he's like, "Thanks for saving me," and Invincible's like, "Hey, no problem. I'm glad you're." Oh no! you know I don't have a head now. Oh man. Like,
oh man. Like, and then they have that flashback scene of him playing baseball as a kid. And like him being like annoyed that he had to be at a baseball game. You know what I mean? Like a normal person. And then Debbie's just like, no, come on, like this is so important to him. Pay attention. And they just have that moment where he's like hugging him, be like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. I was like, how is a cartoon completely wrecking me so hard right now? And then he just flies away. I did not see that coming. I was like, he just left? I was like, what?
So that's how I felt when I read the comic book the first time. And I was thinking, like, so you're like a guy and you're on a planet and you got God power. Like God power to the degree where you just killed all the other gods and it wasn't close because you killed them at the same time.
Yeah.
You get into like a thing with your son, you know what I mean? And you halfway beat him to death because you kind of know he's going to heal anyway, you know? But what do you do? Like, if you got the ability to just leave more than anyone has ever had the ability to just leave ever, I'm like, yeah. Like he just like, I don't know what to do right now, so I'm going to fuck off to outer space. Like, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, wait till you find out where exactly he fucks off to. I'm not going to ruin it, but I'm going to leave it with that. Not only does he fuck off to space, it's crazy what happens next.
Oh my
Stay tuned.
Dude, even with him fucking off, like when he went to that parallel dimension where time goes, when the aliens came here, it like made them older, everything like that, because like the way the Earth worked or whatever. Like when he went in there and just decimated their fucking planet like it was nothing, and then came back and was just like looked like he was like 10 years older, and it's just like, yeah, I just decimated an entire planet.
The best part about that whole scene, like, and I don't even that Flaxen's scene in the comic book was just like a thing that happened.
Yeah,
they play it out longer in the series. Like that whole thing with the time and everything, and that one general guy like keeps coming back.
Yeah,
like, it's so cool because like he's going back to his world and he hates Invincible, hates Invincible's dead, and he's just seething. Like he's like Invincible and Omni-Man are like, okay, yeah, yellow guys. His life and his planet are consumed with hatred. Like they come back 3 times throughout the span of his life to like try and take the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Like you're my arch nemesis. I don't give a fuck about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of what Omni-Man and Earth is. Like, I mean, it's fine. Like it's great. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude, and that's an interesting thing you said about like when you find out where he fucks off to, because they show that scene of the other Viltrumites and them just with 2 fucking mountains of bodies, and you're like, oh, we're fucked. Like,
yeah, as cool as the Viltrumites are, they actually get cooler. Like you're like, the thing with a Viltrumite is, it's like in the comics books where a villain shows up and you're like, meh. But unless it's Doctor Doom, unless it's Galactus, unless it's Mephisto, you're like, who cares? Like, we're going to win. You know what I mean? Every time a Viltrumite shows up in Invincible, you're scared. You're like, and that's, again, Kirkman writing. Every time a Viltrumite shows up in that comic, you're worried. You're like, someone I like is going to die, and I hate it. Because those guys are fucking the worst.
Yeah, it's like if anyone's watched Dragon Ball Z, it's like when the Saiyans show up in season 1. They're just like, yeah, we're here to fuck you up. And that's it. we don't give a fuck about any of you, and we're way stronger than all of you. So this is gonna happen, and cool. See you later.
I'm the only nerd who's never even seen an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
I grew up with it, so
no, everyone but me. Everyone's like, you love it, and I'm like, all right. And then like I look at it, and I'm like, there's so much. It's the same thing with Doctor Who. Everyone's like, you'll fucking love it, and I'm like, oh, I'll love it. And then I'm like, it's like there's 9,000 episodes. I was like, I can't. I don't have enough life left to watch Doctor Who. I know.
I'm
like, that's like trying to catch up. Like I can't do it.
Pretty much. Like Sam bought me the Dragon Ball Z like DVD set. The Dragon Ball Z one, because there's Dragon Ball that's before it and Dragon Ball Super that's after it, just Dragon Ball Z. Sure. And we kind of started to watch it, but a lot of anime is like quote unquote slow, as in it takes like 5 episodes for anything to happen. With Dragon Ball Z, it takes a season for something to happen. It's like a whole battle is a season. And that's for real. So you have to be invested.
You're not the first person to explain it to me like that, and that actually appeals to me. Like I like the concept of like
I love it,
going on multiple episodes and shit. That's fucking. I think that would really interest me. But I'm just like, there's so much shit to watch.
That's a classic anime thing. So if you pretty much watch any anime, that's like that's an anime trope, if you will. Is that
I also suck as in I'm definitely not an anime guy. Like
that's fair.
Not. But there's some anime that I really like. Like I liked Attack on Titan. I thought,
dude,
you know what I mean?
That shit is the best. The best.
I started watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because someone said, no, there's 2 cartoons that they look exactly the same and the same stuff kind of happens, but only one is cool. And I'm like, okay. So I have that and I started watching it. And that I'm like, okay, I kind of dig the concept of it.
Yeah. I watched the first episode and I was like, this is dope. I want to watch more. But
yeah, a lot of shit in that cartoon happens. And I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. But it's cool. Like there's some that I've watched that I thought was really good, but most of it when it's just like everybody's spinning in circles with long flowy strings and lights and shit, I'm just like, nah, I can't do it.
I mean that's fair. That's fair.
But some of it's cool. Like the gritty shit I dig. They just did something on Netflix, Dragon Warrior or something. Dota. Is it Dota? Is that a game? Is that a video game?
I don't know, dude.
All right, so yeah, it's some kind of thing based on a video game. But I thought it was cool as shit. I watched it and I was like, I don't know what what's happening here, but this is fantastic.
My friend Billy has a good point. If you haven't watched yet and enjoy the superhero genre, My Hero Academia, it's like X-Men kind of, but anime, but different.
Funny.
Not X-Men. X-Men's kind of a bad thing, but it has an X-Men premise to it for sure.
Funny story. I got paid.
Wait, was it called The Dragon Prince?
I think so. I think it's Dota. Dota Dragon Prince was it.
Oh,
yeah.
Dota. Yep.
But I liked it a lot. I thought it was really fun.
Dora.
The funny thing about My Hero Academia, the only reason why that's even on my radar is some random person hit me up, and I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure it's someone who actually knows me and made a fake email to do it, paid me $200 to draw them a pornographic drawing of characters from My Hero Academia. And I said, I will absolutely draw your porno picture. Can you please tell me what the characters you're talking to me about are, what they look like? Like, because I know nothing. Right. So now there's 2 characters from My Hero Academia. I don't know what their deal is, but I know what they look like naked. And I know how they like to fuck. So I got that going for me.
That is real dedication. It is. It is.
For $200, I'll draw just about anything.
That's fair. Dude.
I have no fucking.
I get it.
There's a small list of won't happen.
That's fair. I mean, when people hit me up with really dumb design ideas, if it's for the right amount of money, I'll fucking do it. I don't care. Yeah. Money is money. I don't have to like everything that I make, you know? Like, of course I would love to, but, you know.
I thought that was really going to blow up my world, too. I was like, man, this is my new life. I'm going to be drawing porno. I'm going to draw hentai now. This is me. This is the new me. But I'm like, I'm not posting this anywhere. I can't have anyone know that I drew this. Like, I'm not. What am I going to do? Like this will be the only artwork where my dad calls me and goes, "Did you draw this?" And I'm going to be like,
Release the Joey Stone cut, and it's the My Hero porn.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at Billy Barber's Deadeye's Arts stuff? He's fucking unreal.
I follow him on Instagram.
He just did like an attack video, and it's straight up a mini anime. It's like a 3-minute anime with an attack song over it. It's fucking.
Is he on the Instagrams?
Yes, I think it's just Deadeye's Art. I think. I could be wrong. Let me know, Billy, if that's wrong. It could be wrong.
I don't follow you, but I am.
But he's awesome. He's incredible. You would definitely dig his shit. He does he's like one of those psychos that can do drawing and design, like the design stuff I do. He can do both.
Yeah, I'm not. I can do the illustration stuff, and then I'm like, you got to put letters on it. I'm like,
letters. And me, I'm like, can you draw this? I'm like, fuck no. Do you want something cool, some fonts? Gotcha. I can make fonts even move if you want.
Yeah, this is cool. See, I like all the dark anime shit. Like, I like fucking like Junji Ito shit. I love all that, like all the dark, gritty shit that I can fuck with. You know what I mean? But a lot of it is just way too floofy for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. A lot of them are very kid-like. My Hero is like, it's kid-like at times, but it gets real serious, real fast, if that makes sense.
Is it streaming anywhere? Because I have every streaming service that exists.
I don't know if do you have Funimation? Probably not.
I didn't even know that was one. So
it's like
HBO Max has like a whole
some stuff of it. I don't know if HBO Max does it, but it has to be somewhere, like on Hulu or fucking something. I don't fucking know. It's got to be somewhere. I don't see it.
It's on Hulu, and I have Hulu. I also have Hulu because I gotta watch fucking what's the name? The Handmaid's Tale or some bullshit. Like I had to stop watching that. That show fucked me up. I was like, this is too heavy. I was like, I gotta take a breather.
Yeah, I want to start watching it. It's just hard because Sam wants to watch it, so it's like we have to find time to watch it.
You gotta it definitely makes you like appreciate your girlfriend. You're like, baby, you feeling okay? Am I mean to you? I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, am I being an asshole to you? I don't know. Like, it makes you like wonder if you're a bad person as a dude.
Oh my god,
I'm serious. That show's fucked up.
I mean, even from the trailers, I'm like, this show looks fucked up.
It's really much heavy.
I guess some other character arcs that we haven't really covered. The whole Adam Eve thing. This whole time, I'm kind of like, fuck Amber. When is Adam Eve and Mark going to get together? And I'm sure that's going to happen eventually. But
can I? I'm going to give you a big spoiler because it's not a spoiler if you ever walk into a comic book shop.
Oh,
there's like Adam Eve and Invincible are Mary Jane and Spider-Man. They're always together forever.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
I
figured as much.
Not only do they get together, they stay together. And it's one of my favorite fucking things because people are like, you can't have a constant relationship in a comic book. And that's why they keep breaking up Spider-Man with his girlfriend.
You can.
And I'm just
really can't.
No one stays together in the real world. I would love to see a functional relationship in a fake world that I could enjoy. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, they love each other and they stay together and support each other. That's amazing. What a mythological dream that would be for me. That's fiction. I was like, I don't want them to break up.
Yeah, and I do like how she's like a weird combo of Raven and Scarlet Witch. More so Scarlet Witch, but there is very Raven stuff.
The best thing to do with Invincible is to look at the characters and go, what superhero or two superheroes is this guy? Because like Damien Darkblood is Hellboy and Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
They're like the detective half and actually it's just Hellboy half. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone say like, oh, like the demon. He's really not that much like the demon more than he is a demon. He's way more like, I get way more of a Hellboy vibe from him.
Yeah, 100% Hellboy vibe.
Duplicate is multiple man. There's a few Aquaman that
she has a brother. She has a brother who is in the prison in Chicken Pot Pie Day. They show the cell and her brother is in it, who has the same fucking powers.
That's right. Dude, I haven't read these comics in a long fucking time. Like, it's been a while. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely read the first 3 volumes at least, but usually that leads me down to reading further ahead. So we'll see.
The best thing about the comic is, and I'm saying this as an artist and as a fan, I love Otley's artwork. I went back to like look at the old comics, and I remember when I got those comics, I'm like, oh, this is great. I was looking back at those old comics, I'm like, dude, he used to suck because he's so good now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh man, imagine I can't like that. He didn't suck. You know what I mean? He never
It's
sucked.
It's like he's so much better now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so much better now. And I'm like, I can't imagine that if I had drawn a comic book when I was like 20, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then right now, I would be suing publishers to have it removed from the stands because I'm having like an OCD meltdown. Like, don't look at it. Ah, it's garbage. You can't. Ah. But like, not that his is garbage, but I'm just saying, like, just going back and being like, Otley's shit is fucking fire. He's fucking great now. But back in the day, I'm going, I'm sounding like I'm talking shit on the guy. I'm not.
No, I get what you mean. It's like comparatively, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's so much Otley stuff that I like as a artist, as a guy who draws comic book stuff, that when I look at Otley stuff, there's Otley stuff that wasn't there in the original artwork. And I'm just like, yeah, that was like 20 something years ago. Probably you didn't learn it yet. You know what I mean? Like you didn't. It's crazy to just watch the development of that, visually of a guy. Yeah. It's cool. It sounds like I'm talking shit. He's like one of my favorite artists.
No, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. You're definitely not talking shit. You're just saying comparatively, he's way better now than he was. Not saying he was shitty. He's just so much better now that it's crazy to come. Yeah, exactly. So I'm very stoked to see where the Adam Eve thing, because obviously Amber and fucking Mark are gonna break up, and that's just gonna happen.
Yeah,
Billy made a good point. Yeah, every artist goes back to their own work and changes on things.
Yeah, I can't even look at the old Banner album artwork. Like I just like, no, just put a towel over it or throw it in the garbage.
Oh my god, dude!
Stop it. And like I've done every Banner T-shirt, every one I've done myself. Paul has done 2, and he's one of the only people who I would let do artwork for me. And Pig Hands did one because he's one of the only artists who I like adore to the point where I need to get a shirt from him. That's how much merch exists that I've done. I look at some of the old merch and I want to throw myself out of a fucking window and land directly on my neck. I'm like, it's the worst.
Dude, there's some shit I look at that I used to do and I'm like, why did I do that? Like, what the fuck was wrong with me? But I mean, it's exactly what Billy said. Like every artist or anything like that they'll do that to themselves, even if it's not really bad. You'll look back at it and think it's bad just because it's you being critical of yourself. It's just
that's what's great. And you know what? It's funny because that's what's great about the series. Like Kirkman got to go back and like, not that I think that there's a lot of shit. It's like, oh, I hated this when I did it the first time, but he got to tweak it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, this is a little bit more whatever the fuck he was. Who the fuck knows what he's thinking? But you know what I mean? It's cool to have a do-over. Yeah, in a sense, that was his exact quote. Was like, "I got to make it better." On the Kevin Smith podcast, which is like, you can go back and watch those episodes. I highly recommend it. It's super cool to hear. I still love Kevin Smith. I always will love that fucking guy. Kevin Smith seems like the most genuine human being on the face of the planet. And when anyone shit talks about him, I was like, you suck as a human being. Because imagine getting from Jersey. By law, I have to stab you if you talk shit on Kevin Smith. Yeah, you do, and you should, because he's great. Like his movies are fucking awesome. Like, even like Boys State. I watched Boys State, and I didn't know until like a few years ago when I started like getting really into pop culture and being like, oh yeah, Kevin Smith's still a thing. He has his podcast, blah blah blah, like whatever Kevin Smith does. And I was like, oh shit, he did Boys State. Like even when I told Sam, she's like, he did Boys State, and I was like, yeah. I was like, looking at it, if you never saw who directed it in the movies, and back then I never saw Boys State. Dude, it's like this crazy movie about like the Westboro Baptist Church, pretty much. And it's fucking that Red State. Oh, that might be Red State. No, Red State is what I'm talking about, not Boys State. Red State is the Kevin Smith movie. Oh, okay. Boys State I've heard of. Documentary came out like last year. Okay. Red State, cool. Yeah, it's like cool. Apparently. Dude, it's insane. I need to rewatch it because I remember watching it and be like, I think I watched it in college and I was like, oh, this movie's fucking crazy. And I never put together that Kevin Smith did it because it did not seem like a Kevin Smith movie. You know what I mean? Like growing up watching Mallrats and Clerks, and you're like, oh, he did Red State? Like, what the fuck? Like, how did that happen? It's the same thing. Like, I've never watched.
I've never watched Walrus, and I really want to watch it.
Okay, here's the thing.
I just really want to watch it. I don't know.
Walrus is a movie that you enjoy in the way that okay, this is what I'm going to say. You know who probably loved Walrus? Rob Zombie.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you remember like being a kid and like waking up when there was still television and like being on like channel 11 at like 1 a.m. and there's like a fucking horror movie feature that you're just like, how did this get made? What is this about? But you can't look away. That's Walrus, because it's literally a psychotic movie. That's like there's some people that are just like, okay, this guy was in like a fucking state of consciousness, clearly on mushrooms when he made this film. And then there's movies that there's a fucking direction here. There's a structure to this fucking movie. And it's about turning a guy into a fucking walrus. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. But if it's on, I can't turn it off. It's uncomfortable.
Like, the rights to it must. Oh, Tusk. I'm stupid. Yeah. He turns into a walrus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm losing it today. I'm saying shit all weird, I guess. But yeah, it's not on any streaming service anywhere, and I don't really want to rent it. I'm like one of those things
you should definitely see once, because it is bonkers.
Yeah, I was just like thinking about the Kevin Smith movies I haven't seen, and I was like, man, I really need to watch that. Just to watch it.
It's definitely not the worst fucking movie. It's
Chad, I don't know if I agree with you. Have you seen The Unborn? I saw it in theaters, and that's probably the worst movie. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. I got into the movie free, and I almost walked out. It's bad.
Yeah, bad. Tusk is insane. That's just what it is. It's an insane fucking movie about insane things happening that you just have to like willing full suspension of disbelief. You got to just throw it out the fuck. I don't know if you're gonna ever watch it again, but you're gonna be like, that was nuts.
It's like Midsummer, however the fuck you pronounce it. I saw it in theaters and I got out of it. I was like in LA and I went with my friend Corey to go see it, or Cody to go see it, and he's like, "Oh, what'd you think of it?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know." And even now, if you're like, "Hey, did you like that movie?" I still would be, "I don't know. I really don't know." It's a fucking weird ass movie.
Most so weird. I heard about Midsummer was like, I don't know if I dug it. It was scary. It was weird. You should definitely watch it. And I go, "Oh, you liked it?" And they go, "I don't know, but you should definitely watch it." I'm like,
that's my same. Okay, this is fair. Maybe the worst. I haven't seen it, so I can't be a testament to this. But maybe it's the worst Kevin Smith movie. Maybe. Yeah. But I mean, he did do that one movie, Cop Out, which he hated doing. So maybe that might be the worst movie.
With Bruce Willis, right?
With Bruce Willis. Yeah. And he famously talks about that all the time. Yes. About how terrible it was making that movie, pretty much.
The stories of him talking about when he was writing the Superman movie are some of my favorite fucking Kevin Smith stories ever. When he's talking to the producer, and the producer was an absolute lunatic, and he was just like, they're like saying, she's like, "Do we need the cape?" And Kevin Smith's like, "It's Superman." Like, what? What? And the way Kevin Smith just says it in the most Kevin Smith way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, I fucking love this guy.
He's the best. Honestly, the best. Is there anything else you want to talk about Invincible? So, I mean, I know we've been all over the place. So anyone who's watching, thank you for joining Joey and I ramble about sort of Invincible and then everything else. This what happens. It's what happens with us. So,
okay. A lot of people have been talking about the quality of the animation for the show. Mm-hmm. The animation, I think, will definitely be ramped up for the second season. The art looks good, but you got to understand, like, to make a cartoon is an extremely expensive, time-consuming process.
Long process.
And it's made worse by the fact, like, they're almost entirely done in Korea now, in like these like animation sweatshops where you send your script off to God knows where, and then you get something back. So they're not going to dump a ton of money into the first season of Spider-Man, but people get killed, you know? So it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I get what people are saying, It wasn't bad. And I think now that it's a fucking hit.
Oh, yeah.
Like they already said, like I listened to Wizard and the Bruiser, which I definitely suggest if anyone wants to listen to another podcast where they do biographies on like superheroes and things like that. They did one on Invincible, and they said that in the first weekend, the Invincible cartoon had more viewers than had ever sold issues of the comic. So I think,
damn.
Yeah. So I think that they're going to be like, here's a little bit more money to make the animation like a little bit better. I love animation. I'm a stickler. I'm a fucking snob.
Right.
And I get what people are saying because I've now watched it 4 times, but it's so fucking good that you almost don't care. Like, well, you definitely don't care. Like, if you look for it, you're going to find little dumb shit, but it's incredible. I love it. I can't suggest it enough. I can't suggest the comic books enough. Just it's so good. It's so fucking good. I'm so happy. I was so happy because I was so nervous. I'm still nervous about the live action.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how they pull that off because that's a lot to pull off.
The thing with it is the vibe to Invincible is so important to what makes Invincible what it is.
Yes.
And when I was saying before, like if you shoot it, if I were to shoot it, I'd want to shoot it like I would shoot an Avengers movie. Like that's the kind of superhero movie it should look like. But I'm like, can you make that movie, or someone going to produce that movie, someone going to do that movie for a young hero where people get punched into blood bubbles? You know what I mean? Like, how do you shoot that movie without getting into the fucking world of The Boys, getting into the world of, the Watchmen? Yeah. I think the way to do, who I think would do an incredible live action fucking Invincible? The Wachowski brothers. I think if they made, the guys who made Matrix made Invincible, if gun to my head, that's who I would talk to first.
Damn.
But again, it's just like a vibe. Like there's the vibe to Invincible is so important to making it the special thing that it is, separate from gritty superhero comics, which are common, not bad, common. Jupiter's Legacy, like fucking The Authority. Like there's tons of it. You know what I mean? Most of it's pretty fucking good. There's not a lot of it. I'm like, well, and it's trash. Most of it is pretty fucking good. But Invincible is not that. And Invincible has Invincible things that make it special, that make it stick out, that what made us get to the point where we needed a fucking cartoon. And I mean, I'm not a filmmaker, but I don't know how I would do it.
It's hard. The only reason I'm hopeful for it is that Kirkman is directly involved with it, and that's becoming more and more of a norm, which is cool.
Yeah, but there's a jump.
But still, I know, with movies and studios, it's a lot different. Yeah,
I would say right now, if someone came up to me like, "I'll give you $1 million to make a cartoon, but if it's bad, I'm going to chop one of your fingers off," I would feel comfortable thinking I could probably make a good cartoon. Could I make a good movie? I have no fucking idea. Do you know what I'm saying?
And that's a lot. That's a lot to squeeze into a movie.
Yeah. And I don't know, I think everybody kind of thinks they could make a movie, but then again, there's a difference between making a movie and making a superhero movie. You know what I mean?
Making a good superhero.
And then making a good superhero movie, and then making Invincible. I'm sure Kirkman thinks he can do it. God, I fucking fingers crossed. I hope he can. You know what I'm saying? But
where are they going to end it? You know what I mean? Are they going to end it the same way they did the show, and they're going to squeeze that into 2.5 hours rather than
Snyder.
8?
Snyder can do it. Call Zach. Zach's making a fucking movie. Zack Snyder can do it.
Think of this. I saw Boss Logic make a Henry Cavill as Omni-Man with a mustache. Henry Cavill as Omni-Man. Zack Snyder directing. Let's fucking do it. The biggest fuck you to DC ever. Be like, yo, DC, you don't want to continue the Snyderverse? You don't want Henry Cavill as Superman? Well, fuck you. We're going to do the fucking coolest version of it ever.
You know who I want as Omni-Man? Negan. Negan would be the perfect Omni-Man.
Oh my God, Jeffrey D. Morgan. He'd be perfect.
Yeah, if you put some fucking weight on him, I think he would be the perfect fucking Omni-Man.
Oh, right, well, dude. They could do it just like Homelander. That dude he's not like he's small, but he's not that ripped. It's all the suit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you know what?
Homelander's are because of the
his
suit.
neck. His neck looks really small when he wears that.
That's true.
Like,
that's fair.
That's not
that's
real
fair.
muscle. Come on. But that's who I think, the Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and I think Kirkman could probably get him on the phone. You know,
dude, every fucking all of the OG Guardians of the Globe, they were all Walking Dead actors.
Yeah, Kirkman.
And then even Steven Yeun is fucking. You know, he was Glenn. You know,
yeah. I think getting a job with Kirkman is like getting a job with Sandler. You're gonna work for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
I really think like,
straight up.
Just like, I don't want to meet any new people. I only like the people that I already know, which I understand more than anyone. I don't want to make any new friends. I like my old friends. I already know them. That's it. I don't got time for this bullshit. Everyone I know is really talented. I'll just stick with them.
That's fair. It's so fair.
Like. But yes, Jeff. I think Negan is Omni-Man.
Oh man,
perfect,
dude. That's my favorite one I've heard. That's good. That's good.
Ming-Na Wen for fucking the mom.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of like young Asian dudes.
Yeah, who could play?
The kid that they got for fucking Shang-Chi, I love him because I loved Kim's Corner. It's one of the best sitcoms I've seen in like recent memory. But he's too old. I want a younger kid.
He's got to be younger.
You want that like wiry, muscly, but little, but younger.
We need to find the Asian Tom Holland. That's what we need.
Listen, there's billions of Asian people out there. I'm sure he's out there. We'll find him. We'll get the perfect kid to do it. I'm fucking ready. I would stick with. I might stick with Quinto as Robot. Quinto is
he's fucking awesome.
Oh, I love him. He is fantastic.
Oh my god! And there was people. There's some actor they picked out for Cecil. Oh yes, have you seen Titans? They were talking about the dude who plays Beast Boy.
Yes,
he would be fucking yes.
Dead Eyes. Yes, he's going on the list. I like him.
I saw Boss Logic did an image of him too, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, he'd be fucking perfect. Fuck yeah, he'd be so good." He's already in the fucking
Cecil. I love the guy that got to voice Cecil.
Walton Goggins.
Yeah, but I don't like the voice. I don't think that he doesn't sound old to me. Like
he definitely doesn't sound old. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Cecil's a cool fucking character. You need like
cool.
You need a fucking cool ass older guy who doesn't look physically intimidating. And I don't know.
He's like Nick Fury times a million.
Yeah.
You know,
he's more Nick Fury than Nick Fury.
Yeah. He's like, he would be the dude who dupes Nick Fury, you know, like, and no one dupes Nick Fury, you know, like that's him.
Do you watch wrestling at all?
Yes.
Do you know Mirko?
Mirko.
He used to be in WWE. He's like this like Bulgarian guy, but he's jacked. He's married to that pretty blonde girl.
Oh, Rusev?
Rusev, yeah.
Well, he was Rusev. Miro.
I think he would be a cool Omni-Man. Because Omni-Man doesn't have to talk that much. But if you put a beard on him, you know, it's kind of like racially ambiguous. So he could have been from anywhere forever. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want for that guy. But he definitely doesn't look like Abraham Lincoln.
Clint Eastwood as Cecil?
Clint Eastwood as Cecil would be fucking perfect, but he might be too old at this point. He's like,
I don't know if he can pull off those lines with that fucking voice anymore.
That'd be incredible. But like the guy drinks like a quart of whiskey for a day. Like the guy's just sitting there like, I don't know. I think I get it. That'd be perfect. I think Clint Eastwood would be perfect for fucking Cecil.
That'd be wild. That'd be really cool and insane. Like just Clint Eastwood in a superhero comic adaptation at all is pretty nuts to think about.
What do you think of Dylan O'Brien as Rex Splode?
What has he been in? I'm not
Maze Runner movies. He was in.
Fuck yeah!
I love that.
Perfect.
Kid. They were talking about him for the new Spider-Man, awesome. And I was like, he's a little bit old, but I like that kid a lot.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome. He'd be great.
Yeah.
He'd be great as Rex Splode. Who would play Adam Eve?
I don't know. It's younger people. I don't know a lot of young actors or actresses, but all I know is she better have fucking red hair. I hate when they change red hair. Like you know what I mean? Seth Rogen as Alan is perfect. Keep him 1,000%.
Yes, 1,000% keep him as Alan Alien. That's another thing we didn't even talk about. The whole coalition of planets. Obviously, that's going to play a big part coming up with the whole.
Yeah,
because that was like the whole thing he was saying. He's like, no, Viltrumite has left a planet without taking it over, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where that goes. Very, very excited to see because it just seems like the universe is just going to explode in these next few seasons.
As long as it's in the comic books, it's very cool. I don't know what they're going to do in the show, but the comic books, it's cool as fuck.
Hell yeah. Good. I'm glad. That means it's probably going to be cool in the show. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like, it's probably going to be pretty cool. Who else could be fan cast? I mean, Titan, they should just put, since he's pretty much Luke Cage, just have the dude who played Luke Cage. Listen,
I'm going to say Idris Elba for everything.
Idris Elba
for everything.
Yeah. So, yeah. That dude could play anyone, and I'd be down. Yo!
Rock is the Clone Twins.
Dude.
I don't hate it. I don't
know if you would dumb himself down to be that kind of a role, but I'd be there for it. Or even John Cena as the Clone Twins.
I could see the fucking Rock looking at a clipboard, looking like putting together machine shit. That might be cool.
Oh, I could too, but it just seems like like I love The Rock. I'm very interested to see his Black Adam thing because I really hope he does something. He does a movie where he's not being The Rock in it. That's my hope. I don't think he's going to, but we'll see. But
there's an actor that I had in mind for who's the tailor? Saul? Is that his name? Saul? Art. There's a fucking
voiced by the amazing Mark Hamill.
Which
is hilarious. That's like, yeah, we have Mark Hamill on the show. He plays the guy who's in like 2 scenes.
There's a show.
It would be great to have The Rock team up with himself. Two Dwayne Johnsons. I mean, come on, that'd be great.
Okay, so there's a show called Warehouse 13, and the guy in the show he's also in that show that Al Pacino just did where they're hunting the Nazis.
Hunters?
He's in Hunters. What's his fucking name? Is this him? I'm trying to. Oh my God! They don't show the pictures.
Oh, Batista. Batista's the clones. No, he's saying Batista for the clones. Chad
yeah.
That would also be awesome.
Not.
Definitely not as the Taylor. That'd be fucking ridiculous.
The guy on the fucking show, Saul Rubinek is who I would pick because I love him in everything. He's good in everything. He's in Homeland.
Oh yeah,
Saul
he'd be great.
He'd be
perfect.
Him. He is so fucking good in everything.
I'm down for that. That'd be great.
Yeah, he's fucking killer. But yeah, fucking Cecil is the tough one, man. Cecil is like
Boss Logic did one for that too, and I can't remember the name of the actor, but it was also very good. I was like, damn, it even looks like him. Because he's got to look fucked up, you know? Like,
yeah, he's got to have like half his face melted off.
Yeah.
Who's like an old guy that's like, because you know what's fucked up? Freaking the voice of Omni-Man would be a fucking great Cecil.
Oh, J.K. Simmons?
Yeah, J.K. Simmons would crush it.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons is awesome. Like, he's just incredible.
Gary Oldman would be a great fucking Cecil probably with his fucking American accent.
Yeah.
But apparently he hates Jewish people now or something. I didn't really read too much into it, but he said something, and Sarah Silverman was all upset. It was a whole to-do, but I don't.
Oh.
I read one thing on the internet and I go, oh, this is heavy. I don't want to know what this is about.
I'm done. I'm done with
that. Cecil's got to be someone good.
Yeah, he's got to be someone really, really good.
Adam Eve is tough. You got to find like a young fucking.
Oh, I know. What's her fucking name? She's in Riverdale.
I don't watch Riverdale. I'm a man. Dude, I actually heard that show was great, and I heard I would fucking love it.
It is great. Madeline Pesh. She's who is she? She's Cheryl Blossom in Riverdale. She would be a pretty good
Madeline Pesh.
It's spelt very weird.
Oh, the fucking crazy girl from fucking Californication.
Wait, she's in Californication?
Yeah, she played a fucking. She played like an underage, like stalkery type cuckoo girl.
That's not the same girl.
Yeah, Madeline Pesh.
That's the same girl that was in Californication? Really?
I'm almost positive.
Did not think the TV Archie comics were that serious. It is very serious. It's dramatic as fuck. I love it. Dave Franco as Rexplode. That'd be pretty good too.
He's too old, but he would be good. Oh no, Dave, the younger one.
Yeah, the younger.
Yeah,
one.
that would be good.
Yeah.
I love
James
O'Brien.
James Franco's kind of canceled, so.
Damn it, Cecil. Let's go, cool old guy.
Cool old guy.
Cool old guy. Image search.
Let's see.
None of these are actors.
Let's see.
Ooh, Sam Elliott.
Yeah, I mean, very old.
I can see him doing it.
What about Jeff Bridges?
Ooh, I do like me some Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges would be pretty good. He's a good one.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges is good. I like Jeff Bridges.
That'd be really good.
And everything. I don't want to say no to Jeff Bridges for anything. So I'm like,
Bruce Willis as Cecil.
But it would kind of work though.
It would. It would kind of work. It would kind of work.
Like there's like so few roles that like Bruce Willis should do, but when he gets the ones that he should do, he's perfect.
He nails it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like so many roles. I'm like, why is he here? But then like when he gets a good one, it's like that's the perfect Bruce Willis thing to do.
Yeah, like even in Glass, I was like, whoa. Well, I mean, obviously it's from the
great in those fucking movies.
Yeah,
Bruce Willis when he wants to makes cool fucking movies.
Yeah, he fucking kills it when he's down. When he's not down, he's pretty much, you know,
he phones it in sometimes for sure.
It could be me acting up there for anyone ever fucking know. The dude from the car, who?
Walter Goggins is the
Walter Goggins voices him. He voices him. He's not old enough, Walter Goggins.
But Walter Goggins is not the guy from the car commercials.
Yeah, I was like, what guy from the car commercial are you talking about?
He's in. I know who he's talking. He's talking about the guy's called like Chaos or something in those commercials, and he was Tina Fey's shitty boyfriend on fucking that
30
show
Rock?
she did with Tracy Morgan, 30 Rock. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tina Fey's shitty boyfriend.
Tina Fey's shitty boyfriend.
30 Rock comes right up.
first comes right up.
The first one, and I don't have a fucking name for him though. Some insurance commercials. I don't know. I know the guy. Car insurance commercials.
Oh, Chris. Yeah, I know this guy. Is this fucking what's his name?
What's his name? Chris what?
James. It's James Marsden.
It's not James Marsden.
That was his boyfriend. Oh.
Before that, it was the other guy. Car insurance commercial chaos actor. Dean Winters. He looks just like him already. Put some gray hair on this fucking guy.
Oh yeah, that dude works.
And he plays like
that dude works for sure. I did not know the dude's name. I'd know his face though.
He was on Law and Order. He was on that show with fucking the fireman. Every fireman's an alcoholic show. He's got a good sense of humor.
Do you know who the Vulture from Brooklyn Nine-Nine is?
Let's take a look.
I've only watched random episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's good, that show.
So everything I watch has always been funny.
Images. Oh yeah,
it's the same guy.
Dean Winters is the Vulture.
Same guy. Okay, cool.
Who do we?
I think he was trying to help us.
Yeah, we're assholes. What? Who do we get to play Monster Girl?
Ah, dude, that's hard.
Yeah,
it's got to be like a teenager.
You got to look on like the Mickey Mouse Club, like Disney Channel's got all the fucking kids for that.
Or Nickelodeon or something.
You know who would be a fucking cool monster?
Yeah, that'd be hard.
She's too old now, but hear me out. This is a stretch. Miley Cyrus as Monster Girl.
Oh yeah. See, way too old now.
She's too old now, but she's like kind of like a hard ass, and she's got that raspy fucking voice. Like I can see her turning into I love Miley Cyrus. I think she's fucking incredible.
Fucking dope, dude.
She can sing her fucking ass off. I fucking love that kid.
Yes, the girl from Kick-Ass is definitely aged.
Who is the girl from Kick-Ass? Yeah, she's a woman now.
Yeah, she's a grown up now.
Yeah, okay.
A definite fucking grown up now. Yeah, Miley Cyrus would have been fucking dope back in the day. Yeah, that would have been sick.
Miley's. I don't know why she doesn't act more. I think she could probably. That bitch.
She was great. That Black Mirror episode was fucking sick.
Oh yeah.
She basically she played like a version of herself in a way, but it was still really good.
Yeah,
cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown. They fan cast Millie Bobby Brown.
She's too old. She's too old now
to play Monster. I would buy it. You know what I mean? Like just make it so it's a little bit older. Because she could play her young. She's still got a baby face.
Yeah.
Because she looked young. Because they made her look young as shit in Godzilla.
She looked like a teenager. Well, she looked like a teenager in Godzilla vs. Kong, which just came out.
Yeah, but she's old. Like she's older than that than she played in real life. I don't know. You got to get like some fucking Disney Channel kid.
Yeah, it's almost got to be like an unknown in a way, or at least not known to us because we don't watch Disney Channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna call my nephew. Who's the girl that you like on a show? And he'll tell me something.
There's there's this girl who would be it'd be a different spin, but she was the younger sister in Shazam, but she's also in This Is Us. I don't know if she's too young, but she is awesome and adorable and sassy.
And sassy. Oh yeah, she's cute as fuck too.
Yeah, that'd be odd. Like her turning into a fucking giant monster would be insane. It'd be amazing.
She might be too young though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She might be too young.
They definitely get into the relationship stuff
later. That makes sense. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She I was like, she might be too young, but the vibe is there for sure.
Faith Herman, she is fucking adorable. That kid.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I don't know, man. Monster Girl's tough. I love her character.
It's so odd. Like, what a cool like
concept.
Concept to it turns into basically the Hulk, but every time they turn human, they get younger. That's fucking crazy.
You know what? Dave Bautista as the Mauler twins. Did you watch Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Someone said Dave Bautista earlier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The more I think about it,
good. Definitely. That'd be perfect. It's funny because everyone we fan cast, we're all wrestlers. We used to be wrestlers. But I mean, it works. It works. I mean, they're live sports actors, pretty much.
Yeah. Man, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if we got Gal Gadot to play the fake Wonder Woman.
Our War Woman or whatever. That dies in the first fucking 20 minutes of the movie. That'd be really good.
Fucking hilarious.
Before we get out of here, I want to plug one more time Youth Energy. I'm going to put the link in the chat again.
Is that like what is that? Like a sports drink?
It's a clothing company.
Oh, you said that.
Oh, you kind of got cut off when I was explaining it. That's when you left.
Well, sorry. I apologize to Youth Energy. I'm sure you make incredible T-shirts.
It's cool. It's all like nostalgia stuff. Like they had a Ready to Rumble and a Grind shirt that they just recently put out, and they've done like Out Cold and stuff like that. It's like all like nostalgia stuff, but they just make it like really cool. They did like a whole Mighty Ducks line, and shit like that. They did some blind like bootleg kind of stuff that was super sick. But anyone who's listening, you can use the code NERDS10 to get 10% off. Go check their shit out. It's fucking dope. And I do have another announcement for everyone that's here that's going to be coming next week. I'm starting something very new with the podcast that I'm very, very excited about.
This is cool.
And it is the Metalcore Nerds MCU Trivia Night. So every month, maybe more, it depends how this goes, but I'm trying to do this as a test for a possible Patreon tier. If you're down for a Patreon, definitely comment and let me know if that's something you'd be into. But it's going to be pretty much, I posted in the Metalcore Nerds Facebook group, which if you aren't a part of, please join. We post a bunch of memes, nerd news, everything like that. Just discussion about nerd shit in general. There's been a lot of Invincible talk. That's why I was stoked to do this episode. But I pretty much said, hey, who thinks they know the most about the MCU? Message me, and the first 4 people who message me are going to be a part of it. I've put together like an awesome game show looking layout for it and everything. So it's going to be exclusive to Twitch live, but then I'll be posting it to YouTube and audio versions after the fact. But it's going to be 4 people, but it's going to be gauntlet. I'm going to have them pick a number out of 10 and then, put it through a generator to figure out the order. And there's going to be 10 questions in MCU. As it goes higher to the 10 questions, they're going to get harder. And I wrote some really fucking hard ones, so we'll see how it goes, how well people do. And then if you win, you go on to the next one, and then the last person standing wins. And the winner of this episode that's going to be coming next week, I'll be posting a graphic probably tomorrow with the exact details. But the winner is going to win a free Youth Energy shirt and a free Metalcore Nerd shirt and pin. Whoever wins, the size will go to whatever size you wear. Of course, it's not just like it's a large, but you wear a 2XL or whatever. So, and if people are super, super stoked about this and super into it and want to be more involved, I'm going to be launching a Patreon with this being involved in one of the tiers with a lot more interactive stuff to get more of the kind of like the Facebook group vibe into the podcast. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. So we'll see how it goes.
Cool. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm really stoked in the idea. I hope people are going to like it and be excited about it and watch along and everything like that. So again, I'm going to be posting more details about the time and date that's going to be coming next week, but it's going to be right here on Twitch live and then again on YouTube and audio if you prefer those platforms. But I would love people to watch live and kind of join in. I'm going to tell people not to put answers in the chat because I don't want people looking at the chat and, helping them out. I don't want any of that, but I would love people reacting to what's happening in the chat and everything like that. But yeah, man, thanks for being tied for the most appearances on the podcast so far.
And definitely winning as best guest ever. Tell Ethan I said that.
Ethan and I just fight about everything, so we have nice conversations. Ethan and
I enjoy speaking to you almost as much as I enjoy arguing with Ethan.
Oh yeah, arguing with Ethan is kind of a blast in a sense.
What a cool guy.
Yeah, he's great. Are you guys gonna do a podcast together?
I think we're talking to him is like retarded, but sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. My bad. I'm old. I'm still learning. Give me time. I'm trying to be a better person.
Well, at least you caught yourself, okay?
I know that it's bad. I'm working on it. We're trying. We're working it out. I got to get him back on the phone. We're gonna figure something out. But
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be psychotic for sure.
I don't know if psychotic even covers it.
My Instagram, if you can.
It's right there, right on the screen.
It's right there on the screen. I'm taking art commissions. Scroll down there. There's a lot of artwork in there. I need to do more superhero stuff. So if you guys want any superhero commissions, I'm charging almost nothing for it. I'm very, very reasonably priced superhero commissions. If you want one, blow it up. Let's do it. And JSS13 on Twitter. That's it.
Hell yeah, man. Again, thank you for doing this. I love this
Anytime,
show.
Dude, I would do this with you every week if you asked. I love talking.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I have been toying around an idea of doing a news type Metalcore nerd show. I just don't know if I have the time for it, but I've been thinking about it really hard, doing a weekly news show. We'll talk about it later. But
let's talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. But again, Yeah, it was. But again, thank you for everyone who joined along live. And if you're watching the replay or listening to the replay, thank you very much. If you haven't already, go to our YouTube. Wait. Oh, you go
Sorry.
first.
I on Twitch. I have a Twitch where I draw stuff.
Yes.
It's I'm gonna post it in the chat.
Yeah, post it in the chat. That. Everyone follow Joey who's watching.
And watch me. Like 9 times out of 10, I start drawing something and someone tells me to draw something else. Every other artist on Twitch will tell you to go fuck yourself. I will say, absolutely. I will probably draw anything you ask me to draw on this Twitch. It gets really fucking weird. It's a lot of fucking fun. It should be back to regular Mondays or Wednesdays starting next week. So Perfect. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I want people to plug their shit, especially with people watching. You know, I want that. I want that to happen. Oh man, this is a nice comment. Look at this. Fuck yeah, Metalcore Nerd Show. Thank you
and me, Sean. We can't stay apart from each other.
We can't stay apart. And this is Joey's link for anyone watching visual on the replay. Definitely check his shit out. He is fucking insanely talented, and I am very proud to call him a friend and one who I can call on at any time to talk about nerd shit. And if you are new to the podcast, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, leave a review. That shit helps the stuff grow. I'm trying to figure out more ways to make this grow, to kind of find a way to upgrade my stuff. I pay for a website for a podcast that does not make money, of course. So I'm trying to find ways to, if I can make a few bucks off talking about nerd shit, I want to do that. I don't think anyone can blame me for that. So
and not have a real job, which is the goal.
I mean, I'll still. I work for myself, so a real job is, real job. What does that mean? But you know how it is. But again, thank you everyone for joining along. And if you are listening on replay, thank you again for checking out the podcast. And until next week when we debut the MCU Trivia Show.
That's gonna be sick, dude. I'm so excited for that.
Thank you, man. Thank you. See you guys later.
Peace.